What is up, my home chickens? Joey Robbins here back. And as promised, you guys have been asking me to show you my top favorite Nintendo Switch games so far. And sorry for the delay. I wanted to finish some other Switch games to see if they would make my list, or how they would rank. So without further ado, here we go. I hope you enjoy this short live stream. So let's start with. So it's funny on my image here. I was gonna do top 10, but I was like, you know what? Let's do another 5. So this will be top 15. So here we go. So number 15 is Mario Party Superstars. And I didn't think this would make my list, but I'm a big fan of Mario Party. I just love the whole concept, play with friends, and the mini games are all, loads of fun. Um, it's far from perfect though. I wish Nintendo would just, deliver like this awesome Mario Party game with like a crap load of different boards, kind of like Mario Kart. You know, how they have all those race courses and stuff, like the deluxe version. I wish they would do that with Mario Party. Maybe in the future they will. But yeah, um, Superstars did just make my list. I think it's mainly because also it has that online feature. So again, you can play with friends online or random people. So, to me, that's what it's all about. So, not much to say. I mean, it's a board game. Sorry about that. Okay, so number 14 is Pokemon Legends Arceus. And, you know, I wish I could rank it better. At the same time, I'm surprised it even made my list. It's a really good game. I think the gameplay is great, and it's definitely a step to the right direction. The problem with it, it's missing content. Like trainer battles. I mean, there are some, but very few. And, no gym leaders, like the boss fight for each uh, region or whatever. They're okay. It's different, but it's like, eh. And, the story's like, eh. So, yeah. Oh, hey, David. What's up, buddy? Merry Christmas, Joey. Hope you had a good one. Oh, I appreciate that. You too. Yeah, Merry Christmas. So, yeah. Pokemon Legends Arceus, number 14 on my list. You know what's funny? How I look at Arceus is like, this is what Pokemon Snap should have been. But yeah, Pokemon Snap is probably one of the worst games that Nintendo released on the Switch. My humble opinion. Maybe some of you disagree, but it's just so boring to me. It's like, oh, couldn't even do it. All right, number 13 is Metroid Dread. I feel like some people may be shocked because this game did kind of get under my skin, mainly because I was trying 100% it, which I was actually very proud of myself. I think I was up to what 95% complete. It was just a couple of those missile tanks or whatever. It was just, oh my god, some of them are extremely difficult to get. It's really really hard. But I thought the overall game was really good. It's kind of funny. So my humble opinion with Metroid Dread, the first half of the game I thought was possibly a 10 out of 10. I thought the fun factor was way up here. At least for me, I was really enjoying it. And then, like, the second half of the game, I don't know, like, it just kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's my opinion. Uh, wasn't really a fan of the final boss. There was nothing wrong with them. I think he could have been better, but the overall game is definitely good. I hear a lot of people complain about the robots. They didn't bother me. Definitely added like that horror aspect to it. So number 12 on my list is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I do think this is a very good game. It was really fun. I only have a couple of complaints with it. It's very easy. It's not a very long game. Even like I'm very new to Kirby. I don't play too many Kirby games. And like I did 100% this game and I did it like 20 something hours, just under a day. So, you know, not really that big of a game. But I thought the overall gameplay was a lot of fun. The worlds were really cool. The boss fights were, I thought, overall very good. Music's not too shabby. I mean, for me, I enjoyed it, especially not being like the biggest Kirby fan. I thought it did a pretty good job. It just needs to be a little harder, just a little bit, not like crazy hard, and just a little, I guess, more. I don't know. I just didn't think it was long enough. Wow, that was a big image. So number 11 is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So I hear a lot of people criticizing this game as well. Pretty much the fact that it was a $60 game. I can understand that because it was just a remake. Although I thought this was a very well done remake, but I get it. It's not a very long game. I think I 100%ed this game within 10 hours, something like that. Not a very long game. You can beat this game, I think, in like 5 6 hours. You know, not super long. But I thought the play animation was gorgeous. The graphics, I really like the graphics, gameplay, the music, the dungeons are cool. Has some good humor in the game. And I never did play the original on Game Boy, so it was a real treat for me to finally get to play it just with better graphics. So yeah, to me, I just wanted to add this to the list. So just missed top 10 mainly because it's not that long of a game. If there was more content, if it was much longer, maybe if it was like a 20-hour game, then maybe it would have made my top 10. But I really do adore this game for for what it is. All right, so number 10, here we go, top 10. Number 10 on my list is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. So I feel like that's probably a shocker. I think what somehow made my list is I don't know. I guess I'm a big fan of turn based, and I have become a pretty big fan of Pokemon. I like the overall music in it. I will say I think the gym leaders overall, considering if I'm comparing it with all the Pokemon games I've played, I thought they were pretty well done. The Elite Four, especially, definitely the hardest that I've ever dealt with in any Pokemon game, which was good. So good job, Nintendo. That was definitely a battle, and great epic music towards the end too, by the way. It was really good, very epic. And I think what also made my top 10, it did have there's a lot of things in Diamond and Pearl I still don't know. I didn't dive deep enough because I didn't want to like, you know, grind too much to bore you guys when I stream this game, but like I do like the underground aspect in a way, and there's just all these different Pokemon. And what I like about it is it has that replay value. If you're like me and you want to make it more challenging by doing like challenges, like say fire type only, or do this, do that, just to make the game harder. So it kind of has that replay value for me, and that's why it just made number 10 on my list. So yeah. Oh hey Nick, what's up, buddy? You cut the lettuce? I did, man. I'm cutting. So number 9 on my list is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now, I know I need to finish the second one, Sparks of Hope, and I will. And you know, it's kind of funny. I there's a part of me I feel like Sparks of Hope is a better game than the first one, Kingdom Battle. But I actually like Kingdom Battle more. I don't know if it's just the overall soundtrack. This game has great overall music. My personal opinion. I'm actually very impressed. Uh, Ubisoft, you did really good. Or excuse me, Ubisoft. Yeah, very good. You know, I've always been a sucker for turn based. I like the grid thing. I like that kind of strategy. And yeah, the boss fights were pretty good. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just what did it for me. The boss battles and the music, just from start to finish, pretty much fantastic. It was pretty solid. I think my only complaint, I wish it was longer. I wish it had more than 4 worlds. But hey, this is definitely one of probably a dozen Switch games that I did 100%. So yes, I did 100% this. If you care to watch it on my channel. So yeah, number 9, number 9 on my list. All right, sorry about that. Another big image there. So number 8 on my list is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Just kind of like how I mentioned with Mario Party. Nintendo needs to do that with Mario Party like they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Just have a crap load of boards and you know what I mean, just have so much replay value. But like and you know, I feel like I know a lot of people love this game and rightfully so. It's really fun, crap load of courses, a lot of different drivers you can choose from. I mean, it's just a great game just to have fun. Even if you're not the best at it, like me, it's just fun. And the only reason it didn't rank better on my list is, you know, sometimes some of the power ups, like when you're racing online, some of those power ups, man, they get under my skin. They're so stupid. I wish the item system was better. I don't know. That's kind of my only gripe, but I think that's probably just me. I don't know. That's definitely a great game. Sorry, people, excuse me, people are calling me. Yeah, sorry if this video is a little whack. First time doing like a top 10 or top 15 rather live instead of, editing, this video. But I don't know, thought this would be more casual. I hope you enjoy this. So yeah, number 7 on my list is the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. And it's just classic Mario. Maybe I'm biased. That's why it's ranked number 7. I mean, it's a great game. The worlds are beautiful, beautiful graphics. Uh, Music's good. I mean, it's just really awesome classic Mario to me. Not too much to say. Just great classic stuff. So number 6 on my list is Paper Mario: The Origami King. I feel like I don't know if this shocks people. It kind of shocked me because like my first playthrough of this, it wasn't my sixth favorite, but after going back to it and I replayed it and almost 100% of the game, there was just a couple of trophies I didn't do. I consider that I 100%ed it. But great game. I think a lot of the dungeons are really cool. The boss fights with the wheel thing, pretty neat idea. I actually really like it. Music's great. Yeah, I'm a sucker for turn-based, RPGs. That's especially nowadays as I get older, more up my alley. But yeah, I really did enjoy this game a lot. Origami King. Okay. So this one's probably not as much of a shocker. But yeah, number 5 on my list is Super Mario 3D World, another great classic, right? That I am super happy they brought it back for the Switch. Great. And then Bowser's Fury was a nice extra touch, nice bonus. I will say this. I love this game, 3D World, but I will never 100% it again. World Crown sucks, especially if you do it with all 5 characters. So yes, for those of you new, yes, I did. I literally 100%ed this game. So if you care to watch all of that, go for it. So I am very proud of myself. 100%ed this thing with all 5 characters. Boom. Never again. I need to stop being a masochist. Oh man. But I mean, there's nothing really else to say. I mean, most of us are very familiar with 3D World, a great classic. Super happy they brought it back. So, number 4 on my list is Pokemon Sword and Shield. I actually like Sword and Shield. For those of you that are a big fan of Pokemon, let me know. Do you really like Sword and Shield? Would this make your top 10 or even top 5? I actually really enjoy it. Again, it's far from perfect. That's the thing with these Pokemon games is like they're all considered really good for the most part, right? For what they are. But Nintendo's never like perfected it. I think they're getting there. I think they're finally like a step to the right direction with it, but you know what I mean? always been kind of the same thing in a sense. Um, but I mean, I think the overall music in this game is really good. Pop, your rival, he is very annoying. I don't mind fighting him. I think some of the battles with him are good, but a little too much, and he's very annoying. And but the gym leaders I thought were pretty well done. One thing I'm not a big fan of, I wasn't really a fan of the Dynamaxing. Maybe some of you disagree. I wasn't really a fan, but it didn't ruin my overall experience with the game. Just a great game, and I like how I know it's not completely open world, but it's like partially open world, which kind of gives you that replay value if you're like me and you want to do different challenges. Because you can change your party, when you're after you get through that long tutorial, like that hour intro. Yeah, that's something they need to stop doing with Pokemon. But you know what I mean? Because the other Pokemon games, it's kind of like you can only catch so many Pokemon. You know what I mean? But on here, at least you have different options, more so than typical Pokemon games. So that's why I really like Sword and Shield. It gives you a lot of options for replay value. Again, if you're like me and you want to make it harder and do different challenges, it kind of has that offering, and that's why it made number 4 on my list. And I like the graphic, something about it. I like the atmosphere of the game, the environment. It's good. Oh hey, Dogpool, what's up, buddy? I really thought this one looked good. Oh, sorry, I'm behind on the chat. Was that originally for 3DS? Oh crap! Which one? I'm sorry, Dogpool. All right, so here we go. We're to the top 3. So number 3, yes, it did it. It did it. This is my favorite Pokemon game so far. Is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I was actually contemplating which one I like more, this one or Sword and Shield, and this one just a little bit. Um, I know it's buggy. I saw the update. I think they at least fixed it. I mean, there's still a lot of bugs, which is uncalled for. Nintendo, embarrassing. But I still look at this game as just like Arceus, a step to the right direction. See, Arceus, it's funny, Arceus has the better gameplay than this one, but this one is much better to me because it has all that content you need, all the trainer fights, gym leaders, and then they had the Starfall bases. Those were actually not bad. I mean, the boss fights were good. The camp itself was stupid, but whatever. It was just more boss fights. And then those Titans, those could have been better done. I think those were kind of crummy. And just listening to Arvin talk, after defeating each Titan, it's like, oh my god, he just says the same thing. The first time, it's fine. It's a little charming how he's restoring his Pokemon, his dog, but it's like, oh come on, you know. And speaking of tutorials or those long intros, this one was even longer than Sword and Shield. Like, dang, Nintendo, you need to stop. So, but I still like this over Sword and Shield by a little bit. So, yeah, yeah, it's definitely a step to the right direction. The whole open world, and there's different environments like desert, like a rainforest, mountains, just different things. Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury. Oh yeah, that was originally on the Wii U. All right, number two on my list is probably no shocker, Super Mario Odyssey. Freaking love this game. Super fun. So much fun. Great world, great music. It's so much fun. Just collecting moons. The boss fights were fine. Nothing wrong with them. Um, Cappy, he's awesome. The different abilities you can do with him, pretty badass. And like all these little like side quests, like all those like doors, and there's like these little, like sandbox little things you got to do to find more moons. Just just awesome. The secret rooms, I guess I'll call them that. And then like the 8-bit aspect, like just freaking awesome. Ingenious Nintendo. Awesome. And I'll even say it, I do believe this is the best Mario game. So yeah, I mean, great. I can't wait for Super Mario Odyssey too. Can't wait. Number one, Mario Maker. Are you a huge fan of Mario Maker? Mario Maker is pretty good. I'm sorry I didn't add that to the list. Number one is Barbie. Oh, I wonder if there is a Barbie game on the Switch. I mean, I'm sure there is. Joey, don't. And for those of you that have followed me for a while, I think you all know what my number one is. I mean, pretty badass. So yeah, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Love this game. Yes, I did 100% it. I did everything in this game except collect all the Korok seeds. That's the one thing I was like, I'm not going to do that because then I may start hating the game. But yeah, I did literally everything else. I love the shrine. So Nintendo. I mean, I can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2, which is like 6 months away, or whatever, 5.5 months away. I hope you do the shrine thing again. The shrines are awesome. There's a couple of minor complaints I have. I love the cooking aspect too, so bring that back. I love the cooking. I would like to see more out of the cooking. I think one of my little smidge complaints with the cooking, there's a bunch of just single items like the radishes, the truffles, stuff like that, where you just cook one, it's automatically max hearts plus some, right? So like I would like it to be a little more involved than that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, there's still a good amount of different dishes, but you know what I mean? Just I would like them to make it a little more challenging than that, than just like, hey, one item, boom. Or it's fine to do it with like have one item do that, like a max restore, but it should be like an extremely rare item. But like that's my only little teeny weeny pet peeve there. Because you start collecting those items, you don't really care about everything else, hypothetically. Besides the attack up and defense up, speed up, But like what else? I've had people complain about the Blight Ganon bosses. I think they were all fine. I didn't have any issues with the Divine Beast. I thought that was fine. It was different, just a bunch of puzzles. I get we're more into like traditional dungeons, um, but I felt like the shrines. Some well, I shouldn't say that. That's not true because they were pretty much just small puzzles for the most part as well. Oh, that's one complaint I have with the shrines. The test of strength. The test of strength is fine, but you know what they should have done? It should have been a different character, different boss each time for each one. So like one, like it'll say medium difficulty, you're facing Goma, or like this boss or that, you know what I mean? Just because there's so many like characters they could have utilized in that, out of all the Zelda games, and that would have been a beautiful touch. That would have been magnifique. That's what I would have done if I was Nintendo as far as that goes. But like, yeah, I mean the game's awesome. Uh, it's funny. At first, I was agreeing with people. Like, it was very uh scarce on the music, but actually, no, it has more music than you think. And how they did it, where it was kind of quiet, just like the environment, just just kind of hear like Mother Nature a little bit, but then the music kind of kicks in at times. It was something about it. It was very soothing. I actually liked how they did that. It was really good. Uh, and at first, I didn't know if I would like the graphics, but actually, the graphics were fine. I have no issues with that. It was actually nice. No Smash Ultimate. You know what? The reason why Smash, I'm not surprised. See that comment. So the reason why Smash didn't make my list, I actually never really played it. So you have to bear in mind these are games that I've actually played. So Smash I never played, but I will say I was never really into Smash. For me, I was never really that great at Smash. To me, it's just a button masher. And then like when you play online, there's a lot of people, and you can totally correct me if I'm wrong. But I've seen a lot of videos where people like if you're kind of a novice, people do a lot of exploits. They do a bunch of BS to win matches. I don't know. Um, those kind of beat 'em up games. I don't know. I just never really got into them, so that's why I never played it. Are you going to stream a game today? I will actually. I know you guys have been asking for my top favorite Switch games. So I was like, well, I'll do this. This will be a short stream, and then I'll actually stream something. No Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. You know what? I do like that game. It just doesn't. The reason why I didn't make my list, it once you beat it, like once you play it and you 100% it, it is kind of one and done. Yeah, it's kind of one and done. Love your haircut. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. Just the tip of Barbie. But yeah, guys, that's my top 15. Sorry if this video wasn't the best, just something different, more casual. I am going to post something later, maybe later tonight. It shouldn't take me too long to edit it. I'm going to do a top 10 favorite soundtracks from the Nintendo Switch. And just to change it up, it was going to be one soundtrack for just each game. So my top 10 favorite soundtracks, it'll be 10 different games. So I would like to see comments on that. If you agree, disagree, or if any of those soundtracks would make your top 10 list. So I thought that would be a real hard list because there's so many good soundtracks. There's so many good ones. And actually, it wasn't too hard for me to come up with top 10 on the Switch. I vote for a Madden Sim franchise. You know what, Nick? I'm actually probably going to do that soon. I was thinking about doing that. So yeah, guys, this is my top 15. I do love the Switch overall. It's a great console. I would probably say it's definitely my favorite Nintendo console. Yeah. Yeah, like I love the NES. I mean, it's my childhood, so it's very sentimental. And you know what I love about the NES? It's like, it's such a gigantic library, like over 800 games or so. And like at least probably a third of them are actually really good games and hidden gems and obviously the hot titles we all know about. And then there's those shitty ones, you know. And some of the shitty ones I kind of like because some of them are like bad, but then there's some that's bad, like funny bad, and you just like make fun of it, you know, you know. And then the Super Nintendo as well, just the super version of the NES. Love the Super Nintendo. The N64 I used to love. Um, I don't know. There's only a handful of games that really hold up, in my opinion, on the N64. I respect the N64, but I don't know. Yeah, I was never really a fan of the Wii, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that one. I actually like the Wii U a little more, but yeah, to me the Switch was definitely a big comeback. So yeah, this was like what, a 35-minute stream. So I hope you enjoyed this top 10, or excuse me, top 15 favorite Switch games. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely different. I'm probably gonna watch this myself to see how good or bad this video turned out. I don't know. This was just for fun. And yeah, I'll be back on here shortly. I'll do an actual stream of a game. I may stream some Mario Kart or Mario Party, something different. And yeah, later tonight I'll try to stream my or post my top 10 favorite soundtracks on the Switch. Great video. Thanks, Joey. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Dogpool. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you. You should leave a comment. What's your top 5 or top 10 favorite Switch games? I'm very curious. I know there's definitely games I haven't played yet on the Switch. Like Smash. I knew people were gonna mention that. I know that's a very hot game. Just not my cup of tea. In a minute. Yeah, give me like probably like 10 minutes. I'll try to stream in like 10 minutes. So I'll just take a short break and I'll be right back. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me for this really short stream. And I'll see you guys here shortly. So take care, guys.